Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Erin.
And welcome to Beyond the Ranch. This is the weekly roundup, a chance to sit down with you and basically catch up and see what we've had going on this week, along with see what you have going on this week. Welcome to our, we can call it our Halloween Spooktacular.
Sure.
With the most honest channel on YouTube. Unless you're asking who ate the last Oreo, then I'm going to lie my ass off.
Always you.
It's always me. Why is it always me?
Because you eat them in the middle of the night.
I do. I'm a horrible Oreo addict, and there's I call them blonde Oreos, but they're, what are they? Vanilla Oreos or something? I don't know what they are.
Your mic's hot.
And it's okay. If we're too loud, let me know.
Somebody said you're too loud.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, geez, all right, I'll turn that down a little bit. So anyway, the blonde Oreos, which are they vanilla or what are they?
I don't know what they are.
The yellow Oreos. And then you
Golden cream.
Yeah, there you go. And then you have the traditional Oreos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an equal Oreo opportunity eater. There's really no segregation, no racism, nothing there. I love all Oreos equally. And now turn it back up, I can barely hear you. We'll play this game all day. All right. So so it's always me that eats the last Oreo.
And Lincoln too. I've seen him at like 6:45 in the morning just shove an Oreo.
Oreos are good. They're like the best thing that you can have when you need that.
Yes, Frank, the mint Oreos, the thin.
You like the green ones, yeah.
I like the thin ones.
Yeah, well, that's gonna be good. You like mint chocolate chip ice cream. That's like your favorite ice cream ever. And I think those Oreos are just mint chocolate chip Oreos. Pretty much all they are. So, heck yeah. All right, so enough about Oreos. Let's talk about Halloween. This is our last live stream before Halloween. And it's creeping up, on Thursday? Is that Halloween? Halloween's on Thursday. Do you know what you're going as on Halloween?
37-year-old lady in a coat.
Nice. That's what I was gonna go as. Now you stole my idea. I got to come up with something different.
It's gonna be the high on Halloween is 32 degrees, so we are all wearing coats.
It is going to be cold here for Halloween. We've been trying to talk the kids out of Halloween. We have mail call coming up today, and I'm going to show you why. We actually got something in mail call that I thought might be an incentive for the kids to say, hey, just stay home.
No, they don't care.
They don't care. And we've tried to bribe them. We've tried to do everything, and you cannot dissuade an 8-year-old or a 6-year-old or a 4-year-old from going out and trick-or-treating, no matter where you live, apparently. It's just insane. So.
It's awful. It's going to be so awful.
It is going to be so cold.
I dream that we can one year take our children someplace warm for Halloween so they can trick-or-treat without a coat.
That would be cool.
That's something I've never experienced in my life.
I remember trick-or-treating as a kid in Montana, and one year I was Superman, and I had the whole show, man. I had the cape, I had it all, and then it was okay. Now put on this really big heavy coat that was probably like 3 sizes too large, and that's how I went trick-or-treating. And people were like, "Oh, what are you supposed to be?" And I'd have to like open up my coat, and I'd be like, "I'm Superman."
Yeah.
But I'm cold.
No, it's
Superman's chilly. So that didn't work out too well.
Last year, Kenzie was Wonder Woman, and you bought her all the accessories.
I did,
you were like such a sucker. She had like 37 things to carry. She carried nothing.
Well, you got to carry that bucket of candy. That's the problem.
I was like, we're never buying all this stuff again.
Is it ever too hot for trick-or-treating? I don't know how that works. Have you ever ran into that? Do you live somewhere where it might be just too hot for trick-or-treating, unless you're going as some man in underwear? I mean, really, unless you're, no coat needed in Louisiana, I can imagine.
That works good for all the sexy kitties out there.
Yeah, no doubt. Maybe I will go to Louisiana. So we have Halloween coming up.
Yeah.
We have more snow on the way. If anybody had a chance to go as a skinny dipper, that's right. If anybody had a chance to check the webcam today, we are blanketed with snow. We were expected to get 1 inch of snow, and then that just kept on coming and coming and coming. So we've got plenty of snow out there. I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. I'm getting a crown done tomorrow. I actually was hoping to film tomorrow for Tuesday's video.
Are you getting 1 or 2?
I honestly don't know. I just show up and they do things.
Let's discuss our dental.
Just knock me out, and then you just make things happen, and then kick me out when you're done. They take that chair out, and they just kind of like kick me out on the curb. So I was planning on filming tomorrow in the snow, but now I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. So
yeah, Zach, our Wednesday night low is like 0 to -2. It keeps fluctuating.
Does it?
But yeah,
It's going to be cold. It's going to be very cold. Tuesday's video might be a good video to be, about how cold impacts cows. I get so many comments where people are like, "What do you do for your cows when it gets cold? Do you put them in mittens and
heated barn,
and long johns and?" This is a horrible joke. What do? You just go skin another cow and then double up, I guess. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Cows get cold, but they somehow make it through it. And that's the short version of a 10-minute video. Cows are cold, but they're fine. I just got to stretch that out to 10 minutes.
Horse blankets, all 150.
Horse blankets, yeah, those would be nice.
Then they just won't get their fuzzy hair.
We do have some calf blankets that Alfie sent us from New Zealand.
Make cow koozies.
Cow koozies.
Have you guys ever seen on the internet like the chicken sweaters? Have you seen those?
No.
That people knit for their chickens. Somebody knit us a cow costume.
I did see that somebody had the cow earmuffs that they were knitting. They were like
calves do.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing is, as long as your cow's not wet, it's probably okay in the wintertime.
It's just when the calves are first born. Those first few days, if we get some extreme cold and it's like wet snow and stuff, like they'll frostbite their ears and their tails.
Cows are pretty resilient. Yeah. Let's say hi to some folks. Mark, I always mess this up. Nasatika? Maybe. I'm going to go with that. Of course, our friend Dennis Brown here from New Jersey, James Miller, Dan821, and of course our moderators all here hanging out with us tonight. Thank you guys for showing up and keeping all of us in line, me included. Bengalator 1 is back along with JB Weld, April Keller, Risby123, and of course a whole mess of others. Jessica. 20K. She was our 20,000th subscriber. Jessica Bose is here as well. And she's saving candy corn
we got plenty
for Grace. We do have candy corn in Wyoming. I don't know why you don't really need to save it, but
don't spend the money on shipping.
Exactly. April Keller's here with us, and lots of other folks that I just way too many to mention. I'm going to try to get Brian Campbell, Steve Cameron here, of course, Tyler Stetson, who's an auctioneer over in South Dakota. Alex Jacobs has been here for like 8 hours, man. What are you doing? And it's really cool to see you guys hanging out here with us on a Sunday evening. Of course, our live streams, if you're slightly confused, I did see a question go by earlier that said, why don't you live stream on your other channel? We don't, because we don't. That's basically it. We are here on this channel for live streams and podcasts and everything else that's deemed too hot for our Wyoming life. That would be cool. We should have a too hot channel. That would be funny.
There's a video about why we moved over here.
There is a video somewhere about why. I think there's actually a video on this channel, like the first. Yeah, that one. Yeah. That one. Yeah.
So when you're done with this, you can watch that.
Yep, exactly. So anyway, be extra friendly to our moderators. They're the guys there in blue with the little wrenches next to their name. William Dunn, Lori Habel, Matt Fensel, Bill the Tractor Guy, along with Zach Hewitt's floating around in here somewhere. And I've heard he's clean shaven today. Yeah, he got old, so all that gray hair popped in right away all at once. So he's like, oh, shave it off. All right. Oh, Alfie Payne is here with us too. Thank you very much, Alfie, for hanging out with us, and Rang Thur. And I could just do this all day long.
Sure, yeah.
I could. So tonight, what we have in store for you is we have mail call coming up. Also, the kids wanted to give you guys a little bit of a happy Halloween, so you get to join them as they carve their pumpkins today, which actually turns into Mom and Dad carving pumpkins. Kenzie actually didn't do too horrible. She carved quite a bit. She's older now.
Yeah, but like we were doing circles and they were kind of like rounded squares, and she could do like the downward, but like she couldn't do the up and stuff, and she couldn't get the knife in, but she did better.
Well, I'm just lucky nobody lost a finger. That's all I really care about.
Grace didn't carve anything. Lincoln gave 2 shits about the whole process.
That's Lincoln's standard.
He did have fun with the pumpkin guts, though. Definitely had, and then when he was done with that, so.
There you go. There you go. Also this week, some big news on the website, and hopefully you are a member of the Herd Report, because if you aren't, you missed out. We had beef jerky that went online on Friday.
We still have a little left.
We still have a little left, but it went online on Friday. We are down to a few packages of teriyaki beef jerky. That is all that is left, so you can actually head on over to the website if you'd like to grab that up before it is gone. We let everybody who receives the herd report know, and they had 24 hours to buy as much as they could, and boy did they. You guys got after it. So we sat, and I could show you over here, we got boxes and packages of beef jerky that's all ready to go out. So that will be going out hopefully on Monday or Tuesday. Should be the next few days. We have I can talk about it. We have a labeling issue we got to figure out really quick. So giant pain.
There's an ingredient wrong.
So if you look, and it's on the website, so I can't talk, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
It's on the website. If you look really closely at that picture, the first ingredient on our beef jerky is not beef, but buffalo.
Just on the original.
Just on the original. And so somebody screwed up with the labeling, so we're going to get a hold of the packing house and figure out what we have to do. So
yeah, if you got like a tracking number, because we packaged
so you got tracking numbers.
It's not going out until we fix this problem. So we have to find out what we have to do, because it says buffalo instead of beef, and
that's not good.
That's not good.
So what is Erin drinking tonight? Mr. Matt Fensel would like to know.
Just hot tea.
Hot tea. Erin's getting all crazy. Charles Pettick asks if we still stay in touch with Blake. Yeah, I talked to Blake just the other day.
Home Depot the other day.
I did. I ran into him at Home Depot, but I talked to him over text just the other day too. He was tearing apart an engine and found all kinds of interesting things floating around in there. So he had to send me a picture. So yes.
I think he made a video about that.
He probably did. He probably sent it to me or after he made the video. I don't know. He knows that I don't really have time to watch videos very often, so a lot of times if he has something cool going on, he'll just text me and let me know. So let's see. Let's answer a few questions. You want to do that?
Hi, Todd Brewer from Alaska.
From Seward, Alaska. Steward. Do you pronounce the T or is it Seward? Steward. I don't know. It's in Alaska. STEWARD or T. I don't know. Anyway, I'll just shut up. We'll just keep on moving right along. Bengalator asks how the neighbor's doing. I'm guessing you're talking about Gary. Gary is doing great. He finished his physical therapy, cardiac therapy, and he is back on the road. He traveled to Vegas last week for if you caught his, when he sat in with live stream with us, he does blaster stuff. He was a blaster with the barn.
He works with a detonator.
He works with a detonator company that makes where you push the button and boom, things happen. And he's been in Las Vegas, and then he's actually in Phoenix. I don't know if he's back yet, but he's down there for a law enforcement training, teaching a SWAT team how to use this thing so that they can use it for I can't remember what he called it, like high energy entrances or something like that, which I imagine if you blow a door off the hinges, that's pretty high energy. So yeah, there is no T. See, it's Seward.
Gary Barger, I remember packing your order for jerky, Gary. He said they should have a pool next time on how many hours to sell out.
Well, Gary did say 43 hours. I remember him saying that. You're going to be pretty darn close because we have, last I checked,
we're at over 48 hours.
Are we at?
Yeah,
we're over 48.
Because it was like Friday at 5:15 or something when we sent out the email.
Yeah.
And we've got just a little bit of teriyaki. So if you...
Yeah, if you like teriyaki. I don't know, it's weird. Like last time we had beef jerky, I think peppered was left last. This time it's teriyaki. And one of the things that we're working on is once we sell out of this, then we are going to be working on getting a more constant supply of beef jerky that'll stay on the website constantly. So
it's going to take though until we've got a ship date in November, 2 ship dates in December, but it's going to take until after the first of the year before we feel that we have we feel confident that it's going to last for more than a weekend. So bear with us, guys. Definitely I'm hoping that we can get some before Christmas. It'll probably sell out really quickly, and then when we restock in January, hopefully we should have more flavors and more variety and stuff for you guys too. So we're working on it.
Exactly.
It is a long process though.
It is crazy. Well, it takes a lot longer to make jerky than it does to make a ribeye.
And Sturgis is super busy right now. So I called a couple weeks ago for a ship date for. We're just making a small portion of jerky out of what's shipping. But yeah, it's 6 weeks out for shipping. So that's kind of frustrating. But
very frustrating, especially if you really like beef jerky, which I really like beef jerky. And I think, honestly, all the beef jerky we got, I think I had like 1 stick, maybe 2.
I think we ate. You did eat a package.
I ate one on the
home.
way over because I did that on Patreon just to drive people crazy. If you follow us on Patreon, or if you're a supporter on Patreon, they have a thing called Lens, and my entire trip to pick up this last batch of beef jerky, I made little what's those called, stories the whole way, and at the end of the story, I got to eat some beef jerky. Yeah.
Yeah, you ate an original. I ate an original. When we were packaging, I found a peppered that I was like, is this mold or is it? There was a little tiny bit of fat.
It wasn't mold. It was fat.
It was just a little bit of fat. So we split that, and then Grace wanted, hey, I was doing quality control.
Doing quality control.
They're vacuum packed, but once in a while, like a seal will pop, and so like it will mold inside that. And like we just got it. So,
Yeah.
But there was just a little spot, and we ate that, and then Grace was like, can I have some jerky? So we ate 4 packs of. We had several hundred packages.
Nice.
We had over 100, well over 100 of each flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone.
It is. Lynx Acre said, I liked your last video. Great to know the realities of the income from YouTube. It does amaze me. And we had somebody stop at the store, and this was the deciding factor for me. What day was I running the store? You were gone. Somebody came in. I don't know where you were at. But,
kids.
Yeah, and a guy came by the store. And
Friday.
Was it on Friday?
I was planting garlic.
Okay, so I still wasn't sure what I was going to do for a video, and this guy came in who watches the channel, but he's a local guy, works at one of the coal mines out here, and I just got to talking to him about that silly video that somebody had made about how much money we made, and he had seen that video, and he's apparently searching our Wyoming Life, and that one popped up, and so I got to talking to him about it, and I said, I'm kind of thinking about making a video to kind of like rebuff that whole thing, but also explain people, like how we get paid. And he was like, you know what, that's actually interesting because I have no idea how that happens and honestly, neither did we really.
I think I'd heard, like you see like 10 richest YouTubers and stuff like that. And that's not our reality. Of course, we're not freaking.
Honestly, like if you're making, if you look up like the top YouTubers, they're making like $1 million a month. That's ridiculous. Crazy. Like, why do you need that much money, first of all? It's
very much like a 1% type. Like, 1% of YouTube is making crazy money. The rest of us are not making that much money.
Right.
So, that website you gave us says YouTube owes me $2. Good luck on getting it. You have to have $100 before they'll.
Yeah, you have to have $100 before you can cash out. So, yeah, they have it made. There's a lot of people out there that YouTube owes $2 too.
I remember like the climb to like 100, and like we're like, oh, we can take.
But we didn't. Remember, because we didn't know what to do with it.
Well,
so
what's the point of taking? Not that I'm not trying to devalue $100, but like in the grand scheme of things, like $100 is like. It's like dinner at a restaurant. Like it's not that much.
We ended up letting it sit in there for a long time because we were trying to figure out what we were going to do and what direction we were going to take this whole thing. And eventually we did form a LLC that's Our Wyoming Life. So technically, Our Wyoming Life is a company. Yeah. And that's how then we decided to take the money and put it into that.
We took some money before we formed the LLC.
Did we?
But yeah, it was like a year though before we took any money.
Interesting. It's weird. One of the biggest comments that I saw on this video, aside from, ignore the haters, which I do ignore haters. This was more of a morality thing for me than it was just, being like, this guy's mean. It was more like, like I gotta stand. If like I said, if you don't tell your story, somebody else does. So I kind of just stood up for myself in this one. But the thing that I forgot where the hell I was going with this. I don't know where I was going. Dang it! No, I took a tangent. Now I don't remember where I'm going. Oh well, it was something good. Trust me, I had a lot to say, and I'm sure I'll put it in there's another video somewhere down the line. But like just the fact that the biggest comment that I've got, that's what it was. The biggest comment that I got, besides saying ignore the haters, was that it's really cool to see somebody with this much, or see a channel that's just like, here it is, it's out there. Like, it's not a hidden thing. I remember when I went to Cincinnati, Tim Schmoyer had a conference. He's a YouTube, what is he, like a consultant or whatever he is?
YouTube certified trainer. Video creators is his channel.
Right, and he, somebody ordered some jerky there. Thank you, Charles. He had the conference in Cincinnati, which we paid for that first year that we were on YouTube. Didn't have the money to do it. We credit carded it. But I went, and one of the first questions that I asked, I was like, so what is the earning potential here? And nobody would tell me. It was like a giant secret that just like nobody, it was just like, and if you get the herd report, you read about this in the herd report too, or you're going to read about this in the herd report because I started writing it today, about how farmers and ranchers, when people started moving away from being connected to the farm and ranch, and they started moving into towns and things like that happened. I think that farmers and ranchers became secluded and kind of pulled together and said, you know what, screw you guys. You guys don't want to know, we're not going to tell you where your food comes from because you guys don't give a crap anymore. So you're moving to cities, and it's fine, that happens. And the same thing happened to consumers. So consumers said, you know what, you don't care about us, we don't care about you either. And all that happened because of the lack of transparency in where your food comes from, how much it costs to get there, all this other stuff. And the same kind of thing that I saw on YouTube with creators and stuff when I was asking questions, and I was like, well, is this worth doing? Oh yeah, it's worth doing. Yeah, you're gonna be great, that kind of thing. And then, nobody said, hey, it's going to take 3 years before you. Actually, we still don't take a paycheck off of the whole damn thing. So, is there a cat up here or something?
The order's printing.
Oh, orders are printing. So anyway, that's where we have these people that are commenting and saying, that it's really refreshing to see somebody being honest and that kind of thing. Where at the same time, all the way up until the point that I hit that button that scheduled that video, I was like, I cannot put this video out. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should. So it was very much.
There's no transparency, but socialblade.com will tell you an estimation of everybody's income, and those estimations are not wrong.
No, kind of shoot towards the middle somewhere.
Right? Yeah. It's not wrong. So yeah, there's no transparency, and there's been lots of comments about it's nobody's business how much we make, and you guys don't get to see the whole picture. You don't see the exact income, you don't see all the expenses. You don't. Like Mike said, we don't take paychecks. That's probably going to change.
I hope so.
I'm not going to tell you guys how much your paycheck is.
The funny thing is that once we've talked about this before, but right now I take a paycheck from the ranch, and that's so that I'm covered under workman's comp pretty much. So I get a paycheck from the ranch, that gets me on workman's comp in case I bust my leg or something. We're somewhat covered. And if we start taking a paycheck from YouTube, then that will reduce the amount of money that I have to take from the ranch. And so it's going to be kind of a trade-off. Erin will get a paycheck. Hell, we'll take care of her. And then
I haven't had a job.
A job?
Oh, an Edible Prairie Project. I get a paycheck starting in January for that too.
Really?
Yeah, a few $100s.
Do I get an allowance?
$300 a month or something.
Are we splitting that or?
No. I haven't made a paycheck though. Oh gosh, it's been.
You had a job when we first moved here.
2009 since I've had a job with a paycheck.
Right. So, yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna pay some Social Security.
Yeah, no doubt. No
First
doubt.
time in freaking whatever. It's fine. We'll retire never.
Most ranchers don't anyway. If you do have questions, feel free to throw them up. We are keeping an eye on the chat, and of course our moderators are keeping an eye on things as well. So if you can get their attention, if you can't get mine, that's always a nice thing too. So we have, I'm trying to think, about 4 days to Halloween.
Yeah.
Right? And because we do have 900 things going on, the kids just got their Halloween costumes. And I don't know if that's normal or not. Is that normal to cut it that close? Is that a normal thing?
Last year I remember I got them really, really early. I don't know. This year I just kind of procrastinated. I just kind of we'll get to it.
We'll figure it out.
The kids are really into Halloween, and I'm glad that they're so excited about it, but the more they nag me about it, the more I'm like, I don't care. That's really horrible as a parent, but
You're a great mom.
I know, I am. They have Halloween costumes, and it's not Thursday, and we're not, I guarantee, Thursday you go to Walmart after school, and there's kids in the Halloween aisle.
Yeah.
So I'm winning.
All right, I asked for some questions. We'll come back to that. We're going to come back to Halloween. We're going to answer some questions here really quick. Bengalator 1, as opposed to Bengalator 3, who's just lurking in the background. How is the cow situation now, or has preg checking been finished or even started? It hasn't even started yet. Right now, my next step is to go through all the calves. We're going to do some vaccination of the calves. We're going to weigh them and sort them into different lots based on their weight. Hopefully there will be some calves that are actually ready to get out of here, that we can cut down on some feeding costs that way right away. These calves are like, they're like vampires. You throw in a bale, they're eating like crazy. They eat like a bale a day, and
that's perfect.
They're just eating like crazy, and all of them are. So it's good. There's not any that are like they're hanging back.
We probably want to wean at least like 3-4 weeks, and we do want to vaccinate them and stuff. And the weather's crap this week, so
yeah,
like
we're not going to take anybody anywhere for a while, but they will be. They'll be sorted off, and we'll figure all that out. So.
And then hopefully we'll preg check here a couple weeks.
Exactly. Tyler asked, how did you know I'm an auctioneer? Well, I am just that good. Plus, you sent me an email and said you're an auctioneer. And I have a memory.
It's weird how you remember some stuff.
I know, it's weird how stuff sticks in your head. Todd asked, how's the weather in Wyoming? It is snowy. Well, you're just having a hell of a day, aren't you?
It's cold out.
It's, it's cold. It's snowy. I think our high today was 20-something. One time I looked, it was 16, and that was like in the middle of the day. So I honestly don't know.
Wednesday night, the low is -2. Like, we're way colder than average right now. So they said it's going to be a tough winter.
From Steve, how many visitors do you have? We've never had a trick-or-treater here. In fact, we're not usually here. No, Erin's mom hangs out here, but we usually take the kids to town and take them trick-or-treating, which we've been trying to talk them out of. So.
Where do we trick or treat? We get asked that question all the time. We always, in years past, we've gone to a friend's house and had a little Halloween party and then trick or treated, and we do contribute candy to the trick or treat system. This year, because of the weather and it's in the middle of the week, like we're gonna do like downtown, we're gonna do our nursing home, we're gonna do some drive-through trick or treats.
Yeah, so I like the nursing home idea.
I'm not going door to door. We'll do the downtown 2 blocks real quick, but.
Chef Tiny from, I think is it Haywood or Hayward, Wisconsin. It's weird how stuff sticks in your head. Would you ever dress up for Halloween as a kale plant? Me personally, no, because I'll tell you why. Deer hate kale, and if I went outside in a kale outfit, deer would beat the crap out of me.
Let's talk about those damn deer, okay?
Oh yeah, here we go.
All right, so I have a 3-year-old
go over here for a minute.
bare root cottonwood tree that I planted 3 years ago, and it did magnificent this year. It grew at least like 3 foot, right? Like went from being like my shoulder height, like down here, to like being way taller than me. Magnificent tree. Those jerks ate it.
They didn't just eat it. They tore the crap out of it.
They knocked it down to like this tall. All the branches are everywhere. Completely ruined my tree.
So.
Jerks.
I guess we plant a bigger tree.
So mad at the deer.
They're lucky they weren't in the yard when she found that. Was that this morning that you figured that out?
Yesterday.
You would have been out like kicking butt and taking names.
They nibbled on another tree like in the front yard, and I was like, oh, the deer nibbled on the tree. And then I was like, oh, how are the other trees? Completely ruined that one.
Really gone. JB Weld asked, what's the best place to eat in Gillette? We should get a commission on this, but I send people to the Coop all the time. There's another order coming through. Thanks guys.
Jerky.
So the Coop is a Jamaican chicken joint, right? Like rotisserie chicken. Caribbean.
Yeah.
I always say Jamaican. Is that bad?
Isn't Jamaica part of the Caribbean?
Right. Hell yeah. It's a Cuban chicken. It's not a Cuban chicken place. It's a Caribbean chicken place with rotisserie type chicken. Great stuff. And if you ever go in there, just tell them that the folks from our Wyoming Life sent you, and they will give you absolutely no discount whatsoever. They may actually charge you a little extra. So let's see.
And the Maine bagel is really good too.
Maine bagel is pretty good. They have bagel dogs. William Dunn said, my costume will be me in regular clothes, telling younger kids how scary life gets when you're all good. William Dunn is like 8 years old, honestly. He's a teenager. He's at least 19, or he's at least 16. He can drive. But he's like the oldest person I've ever met.
It's an old soul.
He's a very old soul. So if you ever do...
Grace is an old soul.
Grace is like that too.
We have a 65-year-old.
We have a 65-year-old, 6-year-old. So I'm sure that's how William was when he was growing up too. We love William. I'm just giving you crap. Tyler asked, how much snow did we guys get? I honestly don't know.
It was windy.
It's been windy. It's been a lot of drifting going on, so it's kind of hard to tell. Do you guys have a permanent or transportable scale for the cows? I have 2 platform scales.
Where's the big one?
It's over across the road. Dave put it over there before the ranch roundup. We didn't want people weighing themselves. But yeah, there's two. I have two platform alley
The
scales.
little one, how much does that weigh?
That goes up to 600 pounds, I think, and then the big one goes to 6,000.
We use that little one a lot.
We do. We use it quite a
I
bit.
weigh produce a lot with it.
Yeah.
I mean, and you can just literally pick it up and move it around, and it's battery powered too, so it's
slick.
Yeah, it's really handy.
The big one you can't pick up and move around. You need a forklift for that.
Yeah, that one's nice though, that little portable one.
Gabriel, I'm just moving right through these, so if you have questions, feel free to throw it up. How do you plan to pray check? Are you going to do it yourself or are you going to get a vet? Well, if you see the video with the IMV ultrasound machine, I'm actually working with them that possibly we're trying to figure out schedules that Jamie, the guy that helped me, that trained me for those 3 cows, might actually come back over from Minnesota and might help me with the entire herd. That would be super cool. So we're trying to get that coordinated. They're very, very happy with the video, except for the ending. No, actually, they're happy with the ending too, but you stick your head up a cow's. Picture so clear, it's like sticking your head up a cow's butt. All right. Let's see. Give yourself credit. You have 3 pregnant cow checks. Yeah, I've gotten there. I'm probably going to check those 3 again just to make sure. You never know. Let's see.
That was the Halloween system. I mean, you can't just like go to town and take all the candy and not contribute. You have to buy a bag of candy.
For where?
When we go trick-or-treating in town.
Really?
I feel like you should.
So wait a minute, you buy it, so you go...
I always buy a bag of candy and take it to Dusty and say, here's candy. Thanks for having us for Halloween. And we go trick-or-treat in her neighborhood.
Oh, okay, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like everywhere we go, it's like a one-for-one deal.
No.
It's like they put candy in the kid's bag and then we like on the sly, like here you go, pay them back. Here's a 5 spot, thanks.
We're doing all like businesses this year, so it'll be different. But I feel like when, like you go to a neighborhood and trick or treat, and you're a country kid, like you should buy a bag of candy
for just your host.
Well, I mean, just to put into the system.
Into the system.
I don't know.
The economic system of Halloween, which basically revolves around candy corn.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like
you're funny. Can we take kale next time?
Nobody wants that.
Exactly. Thank you for saying it. Awesome.
Kids don't want it for Halloween.
No. You didn't say that. You said nobody wants that.
George, my mom's doing great.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Yeah. See, Bobby says, I love that you contribute candy. Thank you, Bobby.
Kiss ass.
Yeah, see, they get annihilated by kids who don't live in town.
They do.
Yeah, see, country kids get a bad rap because
they
just come to town and they take all the candy and their parents don't buy any candy. We're not those people.
But if we lived in town, that would be okay. If you live in town, you don't have to contribute to the system. I've never heard of this before in my life.
If you live in town, one parent needs to stay home and hand out candy, or you need to put a bowl out and hope that 13-year-old punks don't come to your house first thing and take the whole
People still do
bowl.
that here. They put the bowl out and it's like, take one, little sign, take one, please.
And we do.
And our kids do, amazingly enough. Our kids still do. Take one, and I'm like...
But they're little and we're standing there. The neighborhood that we would always...
I walk up and grab like 8. Eat them on the way.
Well, if it's getting late and it's cold out, we can take more. The neighborhood that we would always go trick-or-treating, that our friend Dusty and her husband and their 2 children that are the same age as our girls, it's a very young neighborhood, and so understandably most of the time both parents are out trick-or-treating with the kids because it's just a neighborhood full of young families, and so there's lots of houses with bowls of candy and everyone's very respectful.
Pretty sure that our democratic system, Republicans and Democrats, and the hate that happens between the two all began with one single piece of candy corn. Either you love candy corn or you hate it.
I don't understand why people hate it.
I don't get the hate against the candy corn. I'm just easygoing guy.
I didn't know that it was such a polarizing candy.
I know, right?
Remember when we were kids, the stupid peanut butter Laffy Taffy things that were in the orange and the black? Do you remember those?
Kinda.
Does anybody remember those?
They were like little tubes, or they looked like a
Laffy Taffy, like saltwater taffy.
Right.
They were peanut butter, and you'd get thousands of them, and they were horrible.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Oh yeah, and who's going to have the big candy bars at their house? We're going to come to your house too.
Gary and Susan.
Links,
Gary and Susan.
Gary and Susan do have it. If you want to go trick or treating at Gary's house down the road here, he'll be there because he really enjoys it and he gets free candy out of the deal. So
there's a few neighbor kids that like go to Gary and Susan.
Yeah, they're about the only ones out here that get trick or treaters. Honestly, I don't know of anybody else that gets trick or treaters.
Nobody comes to our house.
Nobody comes to our house.
Everyone goes to Gary and Susan's house.
In Jim, this is from Lynx Acres. In Jim Garrish's Kicking the Hay Habit, which I've read, they measured forest and usage, and cows given 14 days of pasture need to be moved on day 9 or 10. 7-day pasture moved at 5 days, and 3-day pastures lasted 3 days. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how you're measuring your pastures. Obviously, you don't want cows to eat down as much. And I actually emailed Jim and talked to him about our situation that we're in, where we are in, a lot of times these writers and people, they write books for their areas, or you're Gabe Brown and you're talking about a different ecosystem than everybody else deals with. We always tell people, just deal with your own environment. And I talked to Jim and yeah, he agreed with me. He said, yeah, you guys are in a different situation. You've got one cutting. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to tell people this, but you talk about rotational grazing here, and the cows, here's a perfect example. This home pasture here, which is 400 acres where they calve and all this good stuff, they move off of this in June, right? They are gone from this pasture until October when they come back. It hasn't grown the whole time they've been gone.
No, but it's not like this is a good pasture in the sense that like it's a lake bottom down there, so there's a lot of ground moisture and stuff. So like
But even so, it doesn't grow.
It doesn't really grow. No, if we moved them out earlier, then we would get that spring growth and stuff.
Right.
But
that's why we get one cutting of hay, though.
It doesn't go like bare. Like it's able to handle the cow's traffic and stuff But if it was not a lake bottom, like a lake bed, and there wasn't so much ground moisture, it would not be able to handle the traffic that it gets.
Ooh, Todd brings up a good point. I'm just switching gears here on you like crazy. Okay. Circus peanuts, since we're talking about Halloween candy.
Hate them.
I love circus peanuts.
So gross.
How did we ever get married? I love circus peanuts.
The kids all love them.
Grace loves them too. They got that from me. Ugh. All right.
They're so disgusting.
Oh, now Matt's getting somebody to send candy corn. Great.
I'm
you know the bad thing about candy corn? I'll tell you this. Unless you eat candy corn like crazy, this is where candy corn gets a bad rap, I think. Thanks for the order.
You guys hear the printer?
I don't know if they can hear it at all. Probably not. If you open a bag of candy corn and you eat 7 pieces of candy corn, throw the bag away.
You just put it in a bag.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's just like as soon as that stuff touches air,
or whatever,
there's some sort of chemical reaction takes place, and it goes bad.
I love it when it's soft, but then like it can.
Whenever you put it in the microwave,
it can dry out a little. And it's still good. It's different, just not when it's like...
There's nothing better than a fresh bag of candy corn. And circus peanuts, because they're nice and squishy.
Cadbury cream eggs, yes, I like those too.
Oh, yeah. Those are I remember as a kid, Cadbury cream eggs, and those were like caviar to
great.
A kid. Man, that was awesome. And
Peeps aren't bad.
I saw a website. There's a website out there floating around, Zach. You should probably check this out. It's peep torture. It's like a weird, sick fetish thing or something, where people torture peeps. They put them in the microwave. They get them run over by trains. I mean, all kinds of weird stuff. I think it's called peep torture, if I remember right. Crazy folks that really have nothing else to do. Like we have a whole lot to do anyway.
I don't like the caramel Cadbury eggs, April.
You don't?
No, I like the minis.
Oh, now we got this going on. This is crazy. I'm going to scroll back up and see if there might be a question that we can talk about for a second while we get off of
what candy?
About candy. The jackalope. Yeah, we didn't talk about the jackalope. This is
the saddest mummy.
It is the saddest mummy ever. Can you turn his frown upside down?
It's a mummy. Is he supposed
Why does he have a doll?
I don't know.
Where did you find this weird voodoo type thing?
Walmart.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
It's like a weighted doll thing. It's supposed to stand up. But yeah, he's got a little baby.
Why does he have a baby?
I don't know. We should have brought up the skeleton. I got a smaller than 4-year-old size.
That's skeleton. Actually a little bit creepy.
It's smaller
that you found like an infant skeleton.
They have them at Walmart.
And of course they do.
It's like a baby skeleton. It's not a baby. I'd say it's a 2.5-year-old skeleton. Lincoln's taller than it.
He is, yeah.
But Lincoln's fallen in love with this skeleton. He
does. He hauls it around. He puts it in people's beds during the day. Yeah, during the day he puts it to bed and it takes naps. It's like a doll. Remember the and I don't know what kind of world we lived in the late 80s, but remember the My Buddy dolls?
Oh,
they
yeah.
were targeted towards boys.
Yeah.
And they were My Buddy, apparently very lonely boys. And that's like this skeleton for Lincoln. Like, he drags it around, he's putting it down for naps, he's shoving it into weird places. I found it in the shower the other day. Just weird.
It was tucked into my bed.
Yeah, it was tucked into your bed. Yeah, very, very weird. Anyway.
Supposed to do mail call.
I am going to do mail call. Oh my God, it's already 7:40. Wow.
Thanks,
Time is flying. Since we're talking about Halloween, why don't we take a look at the kids' Halloween message to everybody, and we'll knock that out really quick. Then we'll come back. We'll take a few more questions, and then we'll do mail call. How's that sound?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. The kids who always wish they could be here for every single live stream and never are. Wishing you guys a very happy Halloween. Todd, we'll see you later. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. And there's a question here about the fart gun, which we have to bring up. Because originally Lincoln for Halloween was going to be a fart, correct?
Yeah, it's a little blue gun from Despicable Me. This fart gun is, and it makes different fart sounds.
Now, there's a reason Matt knows about the fart gun, because during the ranch roundup, if you were here, Matt and I don't remember if I think it was the day before the ranch roundup, Matt and I were standing out just in front of the house here, and we were talking. Mm-hmm. And Lincoln came up behind Matt with the fart gun and pulled the trigger on this thing. Now, the fart gun is loud, and it's rather realistic. Yeah. And Matt honestly thought that he might have done something. Stood there for a second. Slight look of panic on his eyes. And then Lincoln started laughing and came around with the fart gun and then pulls the trigger 18 more times, and Matt lets out a sigh of relief. But that's what the fart gun. So yeah, JB Weldon, my grandfather had the original fart gun. So
Lincoln was going to be a cloud of fart gas.
Right.
But he found another costume at Walmart that he could not be talked out of. So.
Yep. So he's going to be
Chase from Paw Patrol.
He's the cop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So last year he was the firefighter
guy.
Now he's going to be a cop this year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the things you learn when you have kids. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Tyler asked how our cattle are doing in the weather. They're actually doing great. They're just right out there. We were watching them most of the day.
You're not feeding them yet.
No, they did. I was out stacking hay though yesterday, and I was stacking hay in this 40, 50 acre field that's right behind your mom's house over here, and they would follow me up and down the fence the whole time. Every time I would go back and get a bale and I come back and stack it, they were just back and forth.
It's a little like tough love this year. Like there's still grass, they can go back down.
They can go find it,
due to the shortage of hay and like there's not that much snow out there, like they can go look.
They can go look for hay. Yeah, a little bit of tough love. And actually, it's not bad that they lose a little bit of weight this time of year.
They are fat.
They're pretty good sized. Yeah, we
so fat. Literally, number 2, I think I was like, are you due tomorrow, honey?
Yeah, they don't stop.
There was another one too when we were bringing cows home that I was just like, oh my god. So they're fine.
So anyway, if you go to Amazon, put in fart gun.
Oh, yeah.
You can grab yourself a fart gun. So that's the story behind that. Yeah, the cows are doing great. They're just out doing their thing. They're big babies. So every time it gets cold, they come running in. I think Erin came and grabbed me the other day, and she said, "It's sprinkling, and the cows are all running in. Grab a camera." And I was just like, "Oh, I don't even feel like it. Like, just let them do their thing."
They all came in, and then they went back out.
Yeah, it rained for like 2 minutes, and then they went back in. So Lincoln did do the spider pumpkin. Grace did a cat.
I got suckered into, like I walked down the Halloween aisle yesterday and they had the pumpkin carving kits with the scoop and the little saw knives and stuff, and the kids were like, oh my god, we need this, but it had the patterns in it, which actually worked out better because last year they wanted us to draw some like crazy stuff that we're like, we can't do this.
Can you draw me? And it's like, no.
And Kenzie did the ghost.
Yeah, Kenzie did the ghost.
She wanted a ghost on both sides and boo on the other.
Like a 4, and then on a spindle so you can spin it with a light show inside. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, we're gonna do one until you're old enough to do it yourself. Like.
Exactly. From Steve, where do you do anything to control weeds in the pasture? The main weed that we actually have to control in the spring is Canadian thistle, which we spray for with Milestone each year and try to keep that under control, or at least, and sometimes we'll just go out and cut it before it goes to seed, which works sometimes, and Milestone works sometimes. So it's kind of a hit or miss. If there's an area, sometimes we get low draws that'll get, for some reason, just a ton of seeds through there, and it's, a big old strip of Canadian thistle. I'll go mow that before it goes to seed, and then have to mow it again each time before it goes to seed. But because you can't spray that much.
We can hire somebody that there's companies that spray.
Yeah. I just don't have like what is that called with the wings and the.
A sprayer.
A sprayer, but like an extension. I have a sprayer, but I have like big sprayers that sit on the 4-wheeler or on the one on the trailer, but they don't have the arms on them.
No.
So yeah. So, anyway, and I've never used crossbow, so I never use a Milestone. Gilbert always used Milestone. It's supposed to be less invasive, so who knows? Let's see here. Well, that's a good question. Is Halloween the same in Canada? Any differences with the U.S. version? I would be interested to know that. Have you ever spent Halloween in Canada?
Maybe.
Really? You may have. You went to college pretty close to the border, so we might have went over for a weekend of studying.
I don't think I did. Don't really know.
Who knows?
No, I really don't think I did.
I don't remember every time I went to Canada, so I remember crossing the border at some point. Then it's just a blur.
Recreation.
All right, you want to do mail call?
Sure, yeah.
And we're back. All right, so mail call is a, oh, wait a minute, Matt asked a question. Does Erin like any candy?
Yeah.
What kind of candy do you like? Well, you talked about it. You like Cadbury cream eggs.
Yeah.
You like...
I like candy corn.
You like mint Oreos.
Mint Oreos.
Kind of candy corn.
Yeah.
Jelly beans?
Yeah.
Do you like black jelly beans?
Yes.
I love black jelly beans.
I do not like pink jelly beans. Yellow. What kinds do I not like? Pink. Definitely not pink.
Honestly, like...
Gross. Purple ones.
The only jelly bean that I can tell that tastes any different is a black jelly bean. The rest just tastes like sugar.
God, they all taste different.
Goo. I don't know. Maybe I just don't eat them.
I hate purple and blue stuff. And I don't like gummy stuff.
Yeah.
Kids love all that like stupid gummy sharks and
yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh. All right. Let's take a look at mail call. If you mail calls is something that we do every once in a while here on the channel, and you have a chance to send in whatever you would like, and then we open it live here during the live streams. Our address is our Wyoming Life, P.O. Box 667, Gillette, Wyoming 82718. This package comes to us from Oakhurst, New Jersey, and Will out there sent a...
Erin doesn't like anything. Yeah, Matt, nothing.
Apparently not. Will is a police officer out there in New Jersey, so he sent me a New Jersey Policemen's Benevolent Association card. If you've never seen one of these,
What does that get you?
I've gotten a couple of these over
What does that
my
get?
lifetime. These are basically get out of jail free cards for minor infractions. Like you can't do anything
That's
crazy.
just a rumor. That's not really true.
Well, I don't know. From what I've heard, you can, if you get pulled over, the bearer of this card has pledged to cooperate with the Policemen's Benevolent Association in their safe and courteous driving campaign and the New Jersey Move Over law. This card is subject to forfeiture for any violation of motor vehicle laws in this state. So if you get pulled over, you give them this card, they take it away, and then they go away. He also sent some plates,
Cool.
Allenhurst Fire Department, and a New Jersey license plate.
We'll go drive in New Jersey and see.
I gotta go rent a car in New Jersey. Yeah, I've had a couple of those. I don't know if they're good year after year, but
Is there an expiration?
well, it has a year on it, doesn't it?
2019.
2019. Yeah. So, and then he also, Kenzie stole it, but he also sent a
It has
patch
to be
for
approved
Mackenzie.
by a police. Oh, is that when you get arrested?
The other one I have is already filled out. I don't know if Will just didn't feel like filling this one out.
Oh, and it's property of NJSPBA.
New Jersey Benevolent Policemen's Association.
S. What's the S? State.
State.
New Jersey State.
Okay.
That's just New Jersey.
So anyway, yeah, I have one of those in my wallet already, but it's probably
for
expired. It was Mackenzie week on the channel. People sending patches for Mackenzie, who's still collecting police patches. This one from Watertown, Connecticut. This one, I think this one was actually dropped off.
Mm-hmm.
So this wasn't a mail call item. This we went out to the farm store and found it wrapped around the
No.
the doorknob.
This is not the one from. No, this is from Ron.
No, Ron sent a different one. This one says right here, Connecticut Police.
Okay.
See,
Well, Ron's note was.
it's in here
Okay.
somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, these folks stopped by
Yes.
the farm store,
Yes.
dropped off a patch for Mackenzie.
Yes.
Okay, that would be Kathy and her sister Susie.
Yes. Thanks for stopping. They
Thank you
stopped
very
on
much.
Monday. We weren't open. I talked to him through the doorbell.
Through the doorbell. More stuff from Upton, Wyoming, oddly enough. What else is in here?
Did you even read this?
I never saw this one. Where'd this one come
I
from?
don't know. It's probably been sitting in the mail call thing for months.
Possibly, maybe. Let's take a look.
Some stickers. This isn't. What? It's from Maryland.
Well, this is a bunch of them.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so,
I remember this.
well, then maybe you could paraphrase, because I have no idea. I've never read this before in my life. One time I was a mounted officer, got to ride in our nation's capital.
Was it from
I
Heather?
worked with the K-9 unit. Believe it or not, I live in Wyoming now. We're east of you, just north of Upton.
Here's Heather. Here's her picture.
Oh my gosh, she sent a picture of herself. That's
And
awesome.
trading cards.
I'm not very YouTube savvy, and to be honest, I had never heard of your family's Wyoming Life until a police officer friend whom I used to work with told me about it a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
Interesting.
she sent this a while ago.
Must have been, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
very
and a
cool.
bunch of
So a
patches
bunch of
from Erin.
patches.
And
I never
some-
saw this before in my life. So there's one in there from the Canadian Mounted Police. There's all kinds of cool
Maryland National Capital Park Police, K-9, Volunteer, National Capital Park Police, Special Operations, Park Police. Some stickers. All kinds of stuff, yeah.
stuff. Cool.
Thank
Kenzie
you.
will be very happy with that one. I can't believe I didn't see that.
Likes girl police officers.
She loves girl police officers. So there was also with that letter from Ron, and I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. So Ron is one of our hunters. He's also the former warden of Folsom State Prison, and he sent a California Department of Corrections patch for Mackenzie, which is actually pink because of breast cancer awareness. And this one was given to him by Sabrina Harris, who is a breast cancer survivor. And she is
It's really
also
hard,
a...
even in real life, it's hard to read the letters.
Yeah, she's a sergeant with the Department of Corrections, and she insisted that I give you her badge and tell you how important it is to support young ladies such as yourself who are doing good things. So, very cool. All right, moving right along.
More patches.
More patches. Where did all these come from? This is a
We do have a lot of
sheriff badge from. If anybody can tell me where this is from, this is the $5 question here. Sheriff in Hennepin County. Anybody know where Hennepin County is? Hennepin.
I know.
Well, now you know. Hennepin County. Hennepin. You can read the note if you'd like. Nobody's answering. They're just like, we don't care. Oh, JB Well does know it is in Minnesota.
Mackenzie, I heard that you've been collecting law enforcement patches. Very cool. I saw your collection. I sent you 2 of the patches we use. The green one's from SWAT team.
Oh.
From Dan Koski. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that.
Sending is another board.
So the last part of mail call here is, if anybody can't tell, I've got a cold. I've had it since last live stream when it hit me right in the middle of the live stream.
If you take your Airborne instead of leaving it on the counter.
I make the Airborne, then I leave it. How are you able to collect police badges? They just send them. Yeah, they send them to us. And then it's not me that's collecting them. It's actually Mackenzie. We had one officer who was from Orange County, California, stop by here hunting, looking for somewhere to hunt. And I told him, I said, my daughter is collecting police patches, so if you can get her a patch, that would be awesome. And he said, oh, really? What department does she work for? And I said, she's 8. And he was like, oh, he said, well, usually it's old farts that are collecting patches, kind of thing. But no, it's her thing. She likes doing it. So, and then his partner, who was here with him when he was hunting, actually went and cut the sleeve off of one of his uniform shirts and gave Mackenzie.
Where's that patch at?
It's on her board downstairs. He went and cut it right off his shirt and handed it to her. Very cool. All right. So as I was saying, I last week during live stream, I came down with a cold. In the middle of live stream, honestly enough. Started getting a scratchy throat. The cold is still with me, in case you can't tell. And all I have to do is say that I've got a cold or a little bit of a sniffle or, you know what, I'm just not feeling quite right. And I get a weird package in the mail.
Hey, where's the slip?
Every single time. From a guy named Robert in Indianapolis, Indiana, who is... No, wait a minute. No, he's not in. He's in La Puente, California. Sorry about that. He is deeply invested in my health. Thankfully, somebody is. And if I have a sniffle, or I don't sleep well, or I've got a weird little cramp right here.
You are a grown-up, and you can visit the pharmacy section of Walgreens or Walmart or Albertsons and buy your own crap, or Amazon. I know you know how to work the Amazon.
I do know how to work the Amazon. So, Robert... first of all, apparently thinks I have enough mucus to choke a cow. So I get Kleenex. I'm just going to hand this stuff over to you. You can make a pile over there. Robert also covers all bases with natural herbal cough drops, which actually Erin said she might actually use.
Oh, they have menthol in them.
Oh, there's another bag that I emptied already. There's some more cough drops.
These I might be able to use. Assorted flavors, fruit flavors. Deliciously soothing. Do they have menthol in them? I hate menthol.
I don't know why anybody would like menthol. It's weird.
I know, but I can't.
It's a weird thing. I think you're okay.
I might eat those. Eat them.
Aspirin.
I'm not really big aspirin users, but...
Well, I am getting older. You never know when that you might need an aspirin. If I yell at you and say, get me an aspirin, get me a damn aspirin, because something bad is happening. Alka-Seltzer, which I've never used Alka-Seltzer in my life. Have you ever used it? No, I just thought that was...
I think I did. Like once.
Dayquil and NyQuil.
Oh, liquid.
I actually, Robert, for future reference, I don't use NyQuil, and I use Dayquil occasionally. NyQuil I don't use because it gives me weird dreams.
You're not unusual.
I don't like it. Not good. Does NyQuil give everybody weird dreams? Because for me, it's like I wake up and I feel like
You're going to have to use that because I cannot drink liquid.
And then, because the only thing that makes it more complete is a big bag of candy.
I don't see, I didn't even have to buy the kids candy.
See, so for Halloween, we tried to bribe the kids and we said, we have candy for you already. Nope, not going to work.
And, literally, it's all their favorites. Mackenzie loves Reese's, Lincoln loves Hershey bars, and Grace loves Kit Kats. These are their 3 favorites, other than stupid gummy crap that rots their teeth. Mm-hmm. This is their chocolate favorites.
Last time I caught a cold, I'm 98% sure it was Robert who sent me all this stuff through Target. So it's not like he's just taking stuff off of his shelves in his bathroom and sending it to me, because otherwise I probably wouldn't touch it. A little weird. But through Target, I get a box from Target every time I get a cold or whatever. And last time it was Mucinex, which I've been using. I've been using that. So I mean, it's actually kind of cool that somebody's like, don't miss a damn video. Here's some medicate yourself and get out there and make videos. So that it actually makes me feel kind of good that somebody would be, because I can tell you that I have a sniffle and you're like, good luck.
I mean, I keep a wide variety of cold medicine on hand, so I'm like, go dig through the basket and find whatever you need for.
But when you're sick, it's so much nicer to have somebody send it to you. The only way Robert could really make me feel any more special is if he showed up with a little tiny plastic cup with the medications already put into it, and put me in bed and tucked me in just a little bit and said, "Here's your pills. Take your pills. Here's something to drink. Watch a show for a little while."
Unrealistic expectations.
Actually, that'd be super creepy.
Yeah.
But hey, it's Halloween, so Halloween's creepy. Let's be creepy.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Your wife is not going to do any of that stuff.
Not at all. No. Actually, Erin, you have it when you're sick, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. If you're married, you know this. But William Dunn, let me let you in on a little secret here. When you're married and you get sick, there is a time limit on your sickness, right? So you're allowed to be sick for a little while, and she'll put up with it, and she might even take care of you. You hit that day 2, you're pushing your luck. Like, you've had a whole day to get better. I don't know what the hell's wrong with your body or your immune system or whatever, but you need to knock this crap off. By day 3, if you're still sick, you better just get your ass out of bed and pretend like you're not sick, or else it's gonna.
I mean, it's not like I get to stay in bed for 10 days while a cold runs at court.
Well, no, not a cold. I'm talking, nobody stays in bed for 3 days for a cold. But you feel like crap, sometimes, and if flu or whatnot. I could literally be puking my guts out for 3 days straight, and you would be like, you know what, you're just going to the hospital because I don't want to deal with you anymore.
If you puke for 3 days, like, that's not normal.
That is not normal. You're right. Long story short is,
we're sick
cut
a lot.
Cut it off in 2 days.
I mean,
get up and get better.
We're sick a lot around this house due to the 3 tiny people that live here.
Right.
That don't wash their hands frequently enough, apparently. So, I mean, yeah, you've got about 48 hours. And then, but I'm the same way. Like, I only get you get about 48
there's a time
hours.
limit. Well, it works both ways, because that's the law, sister. It's got to work both ways. Equality, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And if we're both sick and the kids are sick, it's just whoever is the least sick. Or I dealt with it last
We
time.
actually don't get sick at the same time very often. I think our bodies have figured that out.
I remember we both had the stomach flu like 12 hours apart, and I think I got it first, and I was like, oh, please just give me like 12 hours. And we had puking kids at the same time too. Like, yeah, it was fun. Yeah, and the cows don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Cows do not care. I think, Erin, I was sick as a dog one day, and we had hay arriving when we had to buy hay. And you had to go and unload hay, and you were mad.
You were brown bottle sick.
Oh, yeah, I was. That's right. I wasn't really sick. I was sick. Trust me, I was sick. I could not move. But that was a whole different thing. I forgot all about that. I do remember you were mad. Oh, you were mad.
Sorry to call you out on the whole entire internet, but
yeah, that was anybody ever heard of burnt sugar? It's something that Erin and her people make, and it's a North Dakotan thing or something, or German thing or something. But it is horrible burnt sugar.
You were so
horrible,
ridiculous.
Evil, bad stuff, and
awful.
Not good.
I did not take care of you that night either.
You didn't either. I slept on the bathroom floor that night. Yeah, I remember that.
You were not sleeping in bed with me.
And then we had hay show up the next day. It was right around Christmas, if I remember right. Somewhere close to Christmas, because it was family in town. Your family, who kept on feeding me drinks.
Yeah, it was after Christmas. It was January.
Yeah, well, either way, it was 3 days of my life I'm never getting back. So.
I told you to stop.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. Burnt sugar sounds like my ex-mother's cookie. Yeah, burnt sugar. Look it up. It's probably online. It's Everclear.
It's Everclear and water and sugar.
Yeah, Everclear. And then they like reduce sugar and introduce it into the Everclear, and it like.
No, you just take Everclear and you split it 4 ways and fill the bottle with water, and then you caramelize some
Caramelize, that's what it's
sugar
called.
for coloring.
Yeah. Bad stuff. All right, guys, we're about ready to wrap things up. If you have any questions, throw them up here, and we'll be sure to answer them as we tie everything in a neat little bow here. Coming up, we have a video on Tuesday. Really not sure what it's going to be about. Depends on weather and everything else and how that all...
Well, you said you were going to talk about how the cows were cold.
I guess I could talk about how cows are... I'm kind of, usually Tuesdays are project list videos. That's kind of got out of whack here on me, so...
Do a project.
I could do a project in the shop. That would always be good. I'm sure you could find me a project to do.
I'm sure I could.
Maybe we should have the Erin's project list where she comes out and says,
you
do this.
You bought me letters for a farm store sign.
That's so boring. I want to make a video about painting signs and making a sign for the farm store. Signs. Who would watch that? Hey, here's our next letter. Today's episode is brought to you by the letter F.
Go F yourself.
All right. Thanks, guys, for coming and hanging out with us.
Thursday's video is probably going to come out.
Oh, yeah, we're going to let you know. This is going to be a little weird. Thursday's video is going, because of Halloween, usually we put out a video at 5 o'clock on Thursdays, but because it's Halloween and everybody's going to be trick-or-treating and doing their thing, we're either going to put it out earlier or later.
Depending on if we get it done.
Yeah.
But probably Friday
But that video is going to be about EPP and what you're doing and kind of, we're going to actually, we've talked about it with you guys and we've shared it with the herd report and all that kind of good stuff, but we're actually going to release it to the whole channel about the
nonprofit that we started this year, Edible Prairie Project.
Exactly. And just to let you know, if you are interested in still getting some beef jerky, there is teriyaki beef jerky left. The rest of the channel knows nothing about it at this point, but once this video goes live, they will know. So I guess not all of them watch these things, but I have not announced it in a regular video that we have beef jerky at all, so I'm going to get a bunch of weird emails about that. But
sign up for the herd report. Go to the website, sign up for the herd report, so that the next time that we come back in stock, you get to know first.
You get to know first, exactly. So thank you to all our friends who come and hang out with us, and of course thank you to our moderators who keep us all in line, Matt Fensel, Zach Hewitt, William Dunn is here with us, along with Lori Habel, and Bill the Tractor Man here hanging out with us. Tractor Man? Tractor Guy. Tractor Man. Tractor Man. I got you really confused with Blake there for a second. And and then a new video on Sunday and cool stuff coming up on this channel. We have a new podcast, which will be released on Wednesday. You guys can check out there too. So lots of stuff coming up as we move into winter.
It's here.
It's here. And we can't get away from it.
Yes, Brian, the herd report is the newsletter.
Yes. So that's it. You got anything to add?
No.
All right. Well, thanks once again for hanging out with us, and have a great week. And we'll see you next time right here on Beyond the Ranch.